Chairman Miller.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to the witnesses. We appreciate your testimony. You're obviously very well educated, and I hope you'll allow me to ask, because I'm a pretty simple guy, not a doctor, some pretty simple questions. In yes or no, I think we'll answer most of them. Would unfettered access have made this a better deal?
Well, sure, absolutely. Unfettered access would make it a better deal.
If one could get that deal, that would be great.
Dr. Altman, you said that Iran is not a near peer, and I concur. But my question is, would this agreement elevate them closer to near peer status? And what if China and Russia infuse conventional military capabilities? Does that move them closer to a near peer status?
Sir, as I said, there's somewhere right now in GDP between Maryland and Washington State that still leaves them a considerable way to go. As I said, it's remarkable over the last dozen years how much Iran has been an issue of cooperation between the U.S., Russia, and China. And I'm not sure, as an analytical point, it's wise to make a premise that Russia and China will seek to use Iran as a club against the United States rather than continue the path that they've been following for a dozen years.
Can any of you think of a way that the administration can guarantee that the lifted sanctions would not be used to finance international terrorism?
Well, Congressman, let me also address the previous question.
No, that's, if you would, just answer my question.
Of course, although I think that's the wrong way to look at it, the way that Dr. Altman put it, because I think that the question isn't, will Iran somehow match the United States? Of course not. Iran is not going to reach that level, there's no doubt. But can Iran use, as you suggested, the considerable amount of money that it's going to receive as a result of this agreement and increased oil exports to further finance proxies? It could certainly spend more than the United States is willing to spend in Iraq, for example. The billion plus that we've spent right now in the Iraq train and equip mission, for example, Iran could easily spend far more than that. And we do have, absolutely, sanctions and laws against that would target Iranian support for terrorism, and those aren't being lifted under this accord. But practically speaking, the effect of the sanctions mean that Iran will have a lot more money to use, and it'll be up to us to try to plug those holes, and that'll be difficult.
Okay, could you answer the question I asked?
That last part was the answer to your question, sir. That Iran will have far more assets to use.
Let's go to this. Would it be easier for Iran to get weapons to Hamas and Hezbollah, or easier for them to get money for them to buy weapons?
Yeah, well, right now the Israelis enforce a blockade of Gaza. So getting in weapons, they can't. Money's a lot easier, and many times there are reports of people coming in with suitcases and the like. And also Iran provides them with blueprints for how to use, how to make better rockets and the like. Hezbollah, they have more options. They're able to get both arms and money to Hezbollah, and both are important for Hezbollah. So our ability to, even though despite the fact that there is a UN resolution 1701, which proscribes Iran from arming Hezbollah, Hezbollah started the last war in 2006 with, I think, 20,000, 25,000 missiles and rockets. They have now 80 to 100,000, and that's largely due to Iranian largesse. So our efforts have not been succeeding, and it's going to only get worse in the future now.
And I apologize, my time is very short, and I'd like any of you to answer this question. And again, I apologize, it's a very simple question. Secretary Kerry is quoted in the press saying, "I'm absolutely convinced beyond any doubt this deal makes Israel safer." If that is a true statement, why is Israel opposed to the deal?
Yeah, I would just note that it's not just the government, but it's also the opposition in Israel, which is opposed. And there's wide, I think, consensus on that. And I guess it's a matter of where you stand, depends upon where you sit. And they're a lot closer to the problem.
Dr. Alterman?
Yeah.
Congressman, my testimony talks somewhat about Israeli politics. It seems to me there's a political opposition that's very strong in Israel for Israeli political reasons. In my judgment, the Israeli security establishment is much more mixed, and several senior retired heads of Mossad, Shin Bet, and other organizations have argued in favor of the agreement.